Pew. Turning on my candle. Getting ready. See the lamb. Put on my headphones real quick. Yeah, I'm about to do another, I guess like an episode, like a vlog type thing. Just to like, what time is it? It's 2:30 in the morning. I was lying down, but like, just resting, I guess. I mean, I should be sleeping, but I'm just resting. And couldn't really sleep. Also had a tea, so that could be another thing. But I just wanted to like do something creative. It's Ramadan right now, and I'm back. I'm creating. You can see me. It's gonna be a little kind of warped. The framing may not be perfect. But that's okay. I'm not too crazy about it. As long as you hear my voice, see my handsome face a little bit, whatever you may call it. But yeah, I'm back. I'm trying to make like an episode kind of thing, or like a vlog, or whatever you may want to call it. And it's 2:30 in the morning, and it's Ramadan. Start fasting in a few hours from sunrise to sunset. This year it's a little bit easier because it's winter time and the sun sets around like 6 p.m. Usually it's like 8 p.m. and those extra 2 hours really do hit differently. But I decided, hey, let me make another episode kind of thing. It was me just talking and share my feelings and my opinions, and I guess this episode is really gonna be about what makes me spiritual, or what keeps me spiritual, and also what keeps me human, and like the balance between the two. So I just wanted to talk about that, a little bit more in depth. Because if you watch my last clip, I was talking about really, it's just about me being in my heart, and that's what I strive for, and also, but I want to go more in depth, and I guess to start out, I guess I'll start on the spiritual side, because that's how we all started. We all came from a place, because people define human as flawed, but I started out as a baby. I didn't even know what flaws were as a baby. So really, I'm the spirit, or I started out as spirit first, if you believe that kind of thing. But yeah. What makes me spiritual? Well, first let me define what like spirituality means to me. It's not religious. I think some people may disagree with me on that one, but it's not necessarily religious. I think it's beyond that. I think religion can help you get there. But spirituality to me is really just feeling and quality feelings, compassion, appreciation, mercy. If that's a feeling, I call it qualities and feelings like mercy, strength, You know, what does it mean to have power? What does it mean to like go to a place of evil and then come back to a place of good? And the fluctuation between the two. So to simplify it, I mean, spirituality is really about your fluctuation between these feelings. You know, in the ways you get there, in the ways you maintain it, in the ways you regulate it. So honestly, for me, what makes me spiritual really is, like I said last video, is my heart. But what does that mean entirely? What does that really mean? It's what I experienced, what I carry, and just the past 26 years of my life, what I've seen with my own heart. And out of those 26 years, how many of those years did I actually take to view that from a compassionate lens? You know, because I may look at a situation right now and it may make me angry. And then I may meditate, or like be around people who calm me down. And I may see it in a different perspective or a different lens. And it's like, oh, I forgot that, you know, when that person made me very upset, that's the only image I had of them. Now, the next 10 years, I only remember them from the lens of this person is an angry person. But I forget, oh, this person has like regrets and they feel sad. And, you know, I'll say this, like I have people in my life who I just ended up, things just never worked out. And we just not on speaking terms anymore. Some of it my fault, some of it their fault. And I have people from my past who I haven't spoken to in years, who I miss, you know. I won't say their name, but for privacy. But we got really, really close. And he was younger than me. And we got really, really close. And I don't remember. The way that things ended was so weird that I kind of just tucked it under and wasn't really paying attention to how it felt and how much I actually loved this person. And I wasn't spiritual, and back then. And I love this quote. Maybe it's a quote. Don't remember, but the saying is, you don't realize how the depth of love until the person is gone. And I didn't realize how much I was gonna miss this person. But 8 years later, I think about this person often. I'm like, wow, I really missed him, you know. And loved ones that, but like back to the topic, loved ones, like things are confusing to you and you don't understand what that means. You just never, you can never speak to them again. It's confusing. So that's also a thing that keeps me spiritual, because it pushes me to focus on what's going on inside, you know. So like my heart, my meditation, my prayers, people around me, the things that I lost, the things that I've given away, like the gifts that I've given to people and things that I have taken from me, the care that I have taken from me, or someone takes advantage of my care. Um, those things keep me spiritual. Um, and I have to be spiritual because someone besides me may look at me and be like, they forget that I have feelings too, that I have a heart. And someone may not realize how much they're hurting me. And then eventually, like, I push away from them and I don't engage and I push away. And they wonder why I pushed away. And then it's like, it gets confusing. I've had some hurtful things said to me. I had someone tell me that things are only fun. Like, this is only fun when you're with people that you connected with. And that cut deep. Like, that cut deep. That stuck with me for a long time. Kind of shrugged it off a little bit, but I look at people differently now, and hurtful things keep me spiritual. Because then it's like, well, at least I have, like, I'm Muslim, so I'm gonna say Allah. Whatever that word means to you, it could be God, the universe, the Tao, Jah. Whatever it means to you. I realized, okay, this spiritual space. I don't like seeing the universe as a figure. That's not what I like, because the moment you start seeing it as a figure, it's like, oh, black, is this person black? Is this person white? Is a man or a woman? And then you forget it's a source of, like, great peace and great love and great care. And it's actually a mercy, because I myself have my own flaws, and I'm like, damn, I'm like, kind of, that was messed up for what I did. So, yeah, so, like, things that hurt me can, like, keep me grounded, because I'm not all divinity and leading to the next thing. What keeps me human? What makes me human is really, it's kind of, I'm not gonna say artificial, but maybe it's just like, how do I say it? My skin color makes me human. It's not real. I'm dark skinned, obviously, clearly, and that has an effect on me. I said that last video, that has an effect on me. In the material world, especially the way I grew up in a mostly white neighborhood. Being dark-skinned has an effect on me, and that makes me human. Because it's like, oh, insecurities. I had insecurities. I didn't like the way I looked. I didn't like the way that I talked. I didn't really like anything about myself until I was, like, realistically, in a healthy way, where it's like, I'm thriving in it, not just like surviving and say positive things every now and then, but thriving in it, until I was like 25. Yeah, 24. 24, 25. And I'm still learning how to navigate that, which is really cool. But yeah, it makes me human. Just like my skin tone, my interests. I like anime, and it's like what connects me to another person. You know, the art that I make keeps me human because when I'm making art, I get stressed out. Sometimes I get the anxiety. Like, is this good enough? Like, who likes abstract anyways? And but I'm okay with that. I like being human because the beautiful combination of human and spirituality is when my insecurities again force me to look on the inside, and it's like I start to realize. I mean, where I'm, especially at this point in my life, just me personally, to be kind of weird. I went to the bathroom and I had no issues. To be weird, I guess. But not real. Like really though, I went to the bathroom. I had no issues, and like that's a blessing. Like that's a mad blessing. I woke up every day. Everyone starts off waking up. Sometimes not everybody, but um, yeah. You know, my fears um, keep me human, and that's something. That's something that I'm still learning. Um, you know, I'm supposed to be drawing, but I'm talking, but that's okay. Um, I love anime, and I love fight scenes, but I'm starting to love the more simple moments now. But to sound pretentious using these big words, but anyways, um, I love fight scenes, and every time I watch a fight scene, I will look from the outside perspective, like this is how they do it. You're looking in the mirror, like, am I doing it right? And you start to check yourself out. But if you've ever fought, or you ever been like, I mean, just walking in your daily life, like your own perspective, you don't really see your body every time you're moving. You don't see your back. You don't see your legs. It's really all feeling. And you, the majority of my life, I was looking at it from the mirror perspective, where I'm constantly checking if I'm doing it right, rather than actually just feeling it out. And that stunted me a lot, which was cool, like interesting. But it's it's just strange, you know. It's just strange. Um, but yeah, man. What keeps me human? What keeps me spiritual? Um, I love music, and every year I realize how much like I use music. Um, it used to be like rap. I don't like rap as much as I used to, but it's definitely my top five maybe. But I love music. I love listening to music. I tried playing the bass guitar and I messed up. I mean, I didn't mess. I gave up, and I'm like, man, maybe I'm just a fan of music. I'm not really a musician, but maybe I'm just a fan. And but yeah, I always watch like artists and musicians and whatnot. I always realize I'm inspired by it. But yeah, I was talking about music, and my biggest impact on me with music, probably Kendrick Lamar. Probably Kendrick. I remember, little tangent. I just graduated from high school, and just like everybody, you have a big friend group in high school, and then it slowly cuts down to like a few people you actually really spend a lot of your time with. But I went to MC. I went to Montgomery College, and I was like at a point in my life, just like everybody else. I was at a point in my life where I didn't know who I was. I didn't know who I was as a person, and I was watching those motivational clips every day, and that was like getting me up in the morning. And that's what helped me get up in the morning. And one day, I don't think I told the story, because I always liked Kendrick, but one day I found a clip of him, and he was telling about his life, and people don't see him not having a job to like make studio time, and he's trying to pay for studio time, and he doesn't have a job, and he grew up where he grew up, and he was going through all these different things, and so on and so on, and he was talking about art and music, and he was like, music is supposed to move people because you're affecting somebody. And I don't know what it was, maybe the level of sincerity, but the level of like his tone of voice, just the way he was saying it resonated. And I think that's what got me back into his music, because I listened to his first mixtape when I was like nine years old, Overly Dedicated. I remember one song specifically, Ignorance is Bliss. But after I saw that motivational clip, man, I got back into his music, and I just like copied everything he did. That's what I do. That also makes me human. Like I copy people. Like if I see something cool, I'm gonna try that out for myself. See if it works for me. Yeah, I got back into his music, and I think this is when To Pimp a Butterfly came out. And I watch every interview I can possibly find. Man, I still hear it in my voice today, like that influence. Like outside of family and outside of like people that I actually know, like I still hear that influence. Same thing with J. Cole, but Kendrick had a mad impact on me. That's why I'm always so biased. Like who's the best rapper? I think it's just the impact that he had on me. And like to be specific, he was just a dark-skinned black kid trying to escape his environment, trying to express himself through art, through words, through visuals, whatever he does. And I don't know, like I just resonated with that because of my obsession with anime and my obsession with like if I see an anime concept, I'll like go home and I'll like go on my sketchbook and I would draw it out. A cool power, like teleportation or like Super Saiyan or like Hunter x Hunter, Naruto, Bleach. I would like draw it out. One Piece, I would draw it out. And I think it was just the way people connected to their life energy and how they used it and the way they used it, the confidence that somebody has. I think that's what I was getting from it. It was the way that it was expressed, as a human, as a character, um, and I think I wanted to do what Kendrick was doing, because I'm not a fighter. I'm not you watch anime and they're killing and they're doing all these things. That's not me. That's not my character. I'm not a killer. It's like me trying to be gangster. That's not my character. I'm going against myself, but I still found it to be really cool. But yeah, mad impact on me, man. Um, Shoot, mad impact. That's another thing. Anime. I can't even start to like capture how grateful I am to anime. I hope that I never lose that interest. I hope that I never don't. But it changed my life because it gave me a space, an environment to believe believe in the unseen, believe in the spiritual ideas that I'm coming up in my head. That gave me a place to do it and just nerd out like crazy. I like to nerd out sometimes. Not all the time, but sometimes I'll nerd out. And I'll start coming up with concepts and my anime powers and like I said, I'll bring it to the sketchbook and just draw it out and just have fun with it. You know what I mean? And I pray I never lose that. But back to what makes me spiritual, what makes me human. What did I say? I said my experiences, the people that I met, the people around me. Excuse me. The things that I said, the hurtful things that happened to me, and the heartbreaks, and the people that leave, and the people that stay, and da. It makes me spiritual because I don't understand it. It confuses me sometimes. I'm like, why did that person come into my life and say that and then leave, or do that and then leave? And the cliche thing is, everything is meant to happen. Everything is the way it's supposed to be. Yeah, that's true. For sure. It just makes me curious, I don't know, it just makes me curious. It just brings me back to stories. Why did it happen? Where in my body did it affect me? Anime. Is it supposed to give me a new power? Or I don't know. It just makes me curious. Very, very curious. And that's when I do some internal work and I meditate all day. Meditate all day. I'll make it a little personal, but looking back, especially in a relationship, talk about relationships. I was a simp. I was a simp. I would like people that didn't really like me back. and that's not in that same way. And I thought, oh, it's love, but it's not love. I think it's just an addiction. I think it's people, sometimes people like when you give them attention or say nice things about them, I feel like, why would you want to lose that? But also, why would I want, I don't get it, but yeah, I was a simp, and that has led to many heartbreaks, many heartbreaks. But I had one big heartbreak in college that was very painful. It took me years to like get over that. Sometimes I regret meeting that person because it was all so confusing, and but I'm trying to be more positive. From a positive standpoint, it was good for me because it was such a major heartbreak. I had to like really look inside of myself and be like, who are you doing this for? Why are you acting this way around people? And like, like, I mean, yeah, just what are you doing? Like, why are you doing this to yourself? Why are you hurting yourself in that way? I'll be transparent. I cried. I cried. I have great friends, but in that personal sense, unfortunately, and I have a good family too. Don't get it twisted, but I just don't have the level of comfort to like, hey yo, can I get like a hug real quick? It kind of hurt. Like my heart wasn't soft enough to like say that kind of stuff. It is now, sort of, but back then I could have used that. And it's kind of like who do you have around you? Like when you at your low, like low, who are you gonna call? Like to really be there, because sometimes, like I said, sometimes people forget that you have feelings. And when you confide into somebody, it turns into like not a debate, but it'd be like they're trying to convince you of like something else rather than like listening. Which I mean, they're trying. People try. I don't know, but I think that, like, yeah, after college, I started to take my heart more seriously because it was really affecting me and affecting the people around me. I learned about like Chi. I learned more about Islam. I learned about like Taoism. I said that last video, but like it really helps. It really helps. And that also means, yeah, to bring it back to the topic, that also makes me human because I went through heartbreak. And like now I have more empathy for people. That's one thing that's one thing I really like about myself that I'm trying to learn. I'm trying to learn how to empathize with a lot of people. I'm trying to. Like I still have people who need that empathy but don't get it from me. Like one of my biggest flaws, and I know it, and I've told people about it, and I work on it. Not with everybody, but some people. Like if you get on my nerves and it like multiple times over and over again, like I'll slowly start shutting down on you. Like it's always coming from like a real place. And it's like there may be something that a person is doing that's really like uncalled for or like petty. That's a very heavy word, apologies, but that this bad habit is on me, but I won't communicate that, and I'll shut down without saying anything, and it's just not a good look. But what was I saying? What was I saying? Like empathy, yeah. Like I try to empathize with people because of that like pain that I went through, and I try really hard. Sometimes it's very difficult. Sometimes it's very difficult, very very difficult. It's very difficult to discuss things with some people. Just the level of disconnect. Very tough. Very, very, very tough. I don't believe you attract who you are. There's this I learned about this from Christianity. I respect other paths, but I learned about the seven Essenes. The Essene mirrors, sorry. The seven Essene mirrors. The first mirror is the mirror of the moment. That is like you're judging the moment. In that moment, it may be who you are. You know, like let's say somebody is walking with a snotty nose and it may be weird, but you look down and you see your nose is snotty. But yeah, the second mirror is you may be judging somebody. It may not be who you are, but you're judging what you're not. Like, if that makes sense. Like, for example, somebody that, let's say somebody has a really dirty room. My room, like I'm somewhat messy, somewhat tidy. But let's say you walk into someone's room that's really messy and you start judging them, and you know if you went home, your room is tidy. Like it's not who you are at your core, like you're a very clean person, but then you're judging what you're not. So that's the second mirror. The third mirror is the mirror of the lost love, love that was taken away, or love that was given away. And there's a beautiful parable that goes with this. It's the woman in the jar. I think so, but this may not be verbatim, but it's the woman in the jar. Excuse me. And there was a woman who went out to search for food for her family. And she went to go get food, and she found a jar full of meal. And she was carrying it or like pushing it. And she was walking, and she didn't notice that the jar or the bag had a hole in it. And she was like tuned out, and she wasn't focused, and she wasn't present. And by the time she got home, the jar was empty and there was no food left. And what that parable is saying is that the food, the meal was the love, and the jar was people's hearts or you. And what it's saying is that people walk around and they're losing love. They're losing their capacity to love without them realizing it. And it's either given away, let's say like you give out that food and you're giving away your love, or someone steals from you, taking away your love, or you lost it, you can't find it anymore. And it's my favorite mirror of the seven, but it's a very powerful mirror because that's where relationships and romantic partnerships get it connects with, because I'm supposed to be drawing, but let's say you see, okay, I'll be personal. I didn't grow up very confident. I didn't have a great perspective on myself. Didn't have enough self-love. And I lost that love. I lost that self-love. Now I grow up, I'm 20 something, and I see a very confident woman. Or I see a woman, she's very confident in her own way. And I'm attracted to this person. And deep down, I don't know why, or I don't know why on the surface level. And let's say I don't ask a conscious question, and I talk to this person, and I'm like, oh, I'm attracted to this person. Maybe I love them, maybe I don't. But deep down, I'm attracted to this person because she has something that I lost a long time ago, that self-confidence. And let's say we date, and I get my confidence back, and I lose that attraction towards her because I have everything. I feel that hole, and now I'm like, I don't love you, I don't care about you. I got what I wanted, and I move on. And it's like, well, no, actually, the love was so deep, and she gave you something so spiritual and so profound that you're so connected. And that's the third mirror. And I can go on and on with that mirror. Like, for example, let's say you were so selfless, you just gave, you picked, like, you showed up for everybody, and you did so many favors, and you gave all that love away. And now when the next time you meet somebody and you get tired, and you meet somebody that you like, and you want to love them, and you want to help them, but you can't because you're so tired of helping people, even though you actually want to love that person. It's tough because you gave so much of that love away in the past. Now you have to rebuild it. And yeah, that's the third mirror. And I'm kind of forgetting the fourth mirror, and I'm gonna look it up real quick. Sorry about that. You can also look, if you just look up 7 unseen mirrors of relationships, you'll find it. Yes, okay, and then the fourth mirror is the mirror of addictive behaviors. For example, you may have an addiction to, like, smoking. You may have an addiction to, like, movies or entertainment. And I forget, what does it say? It's saying that it reflects what we love most. Like that addiction. Let's say you have an addiction of getting, like, praise. You want to be validated so much. It's telling you that you love to be loved. It's telling you that you haven't, like, you crave to be loved. And it's controlling you. For example, let's say you have an addiction to let's say, I'll be personal. I have an addiction to music, I'll say that. It's hard for me to go the whole day without listening to music, but it's saying that I want to hear something. Like, I want to, like, be stimulated, maybe, like, hear a voice, or hear an idea, or hear a new concept, or even just a nice sound, like a sound that doesn't affect me. I got sensitive ears. I'm exposing myself, but yeah, it's just telling me what I need. And then the fifth mirror is like the mirror of parents. This is a very important mirror. Like the fifth mirror is the mirror of parents. And basically what it's saying is that your relationship with your parents reflects it reflects how you view God. Let's say you had very giving parents. You may think God like is very giving. Let's say you had very distant, emotionally distant parents. You may think, why would God care about me? Yeah, like it has an effect on you as a kid. And if like your parent like doesn't care, you may think, why would God care? And so on and so on. And it's a very important mirror. That's why like you shouldn't rush having kids, and you shouldn't downplay your impact on children. I know a lot of things that you read and things that you see, and it's like they emphasize parents. They emphasize like respect your parents, but it's also important to be soft with your kids, because you have an impact on how they view the universe, you know. And I'm not a counselor, you don't have to, but I do believe like apologizing to your kids is very important. Talking to your kids and discussing with your kids is very important. Very, very important. And but yeah, anyway, before I get too personal, I don't want to disrespect anyone's parents, because parents they try their best, but still it's very important. The sixth mirror is the dark night of the soul, and this happens lately in your 40s, or I mean whenever however old you are, it happens. It's like major trials are going on in your life, and it seems so overwhelming. You don't know what to do, and it forces you to change your lifestyle. That's the key point. It forces you to change the way that you're living. That's the important part, because you can go bankrupt, lose a home, whatever, and you still continue living the same way that you do. The dark night of the soul forces you to change who you are. You have to. It's the only way out. And everybody will go through it at some point. Everybody, whether you're 30 years old now or 40, 50, everybody. And that's why I'm saying don't give up on yourself yet, because that change, that dark night of the soul will make you spiritual. Don't underestimate how powerful you can be, or how spiritual you are. You'll learn. You'll see it when you get the older you get. You'll learn. But the last mirror is the mirror of self-perception. This is a very important mirror, especially on an identity crisis kind of thing. I use an example of models. Some women and men will change their bodies to fit a certain perception of what beauty is supposed to look like. Some people will go through surgeries. They'll take out a rib. They'll change their face. They'll change how they look. Change their skin tone, because something in the world told them that they were comparing, basically you're comparing yourself to a different standard, and you're not looking at you by yourself. Not to make it individual, but yeah. Because imagine if you're by yourself in the woods or the desert and you haven't met another person yet, Who cares what you look like? Are you moving? Like, do you feel your body? You know, like, do you feel good? That's the question. Do you feel good? Not do you look good, do you feel good? That's the question. People will change their whole identity just to like fit a certain, and I have done that. You know, to make it personal again, I have done that. I didn't want to be black. I didn't want to be dark skinned. Like it's not. It wasn't an attractive skin tone for me growing up. Now it's a little bit different, but it wasn't very attractive. Maybe how I grew up. Just for me, like for me personally, it wasn't the attractive thing, and I didn't want to be. I didn't want to be the skin tone, and I'm like, now looking back at it, who was I comparing myself to? Why did I let that happen? And like to be present, like hey, you know the universe created me, Allah created me, the best of designers. Why am I thinking about what that color is supposed to be, what that color is supposed to be? It's perfectly fine. That's okay. To be real with you, took me some time to get there. And it grounds me, like I said, the insecurities, they ground me. And it's okay. Like I'm cool with it now. You know, but it took a lot of work to get there. And I read a lot of books. I spent time alone. I met new people. I traveled. I really put that work in to like change myself. And like no one can take that from me at this point. Like, no one can tell me I'm not trying, because like my win for the day is different from someone else's win for the day. Like I wake up, be like, I say something positive about myself, that's a win. Versus someone, they made $1,000 in a couple of minutes. That's a win for them. Like I said, like that's a win for them, because maybe they grew up broke, and maybe they were called a bad provider. All right, was having a little bit of technical difficulties with the camera. I lost storage. I ran out of storage, but I lost some good clips. A little sad about it. Next time I'm gonna make sure I do my due diligence before. But I'm gonna try to remember what I was talking about before. I think a couple of things that I was really want to bring back to, and just re-emphasize like the topic at hand, like what makes me human, what makes me spiritual. And I was talking about relationships, specifically romantic, and what it means to me nowadays. I think I said this last video, but I often thought about, oh, a person has to do this, this, and this. They have to like look this way. They have to, they have to talk this way. And I'm at a point in my life where I just need a good woman, a righteous woman. You know, not religious, but like a righteous woman, compassionate. I was talking about like what a healthy relationship looks like, or what it feels like to me. I don't think it's a good idea to be addicted to your partner. That's not love. That's an addiction. And I brought up the book Khalil Gibran, and basically he was saying in that book, The Prophet, like drink from the same source, but have two different cups. Eat the same food, but from two different plates. And I feel like a good partner like is a mirror that like reflects like quality, but very subtle. Doesn't have to be like this bright light, like passion, fireworks, da 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 da. I feel like it's very subtle and very peaceful, and someone that I can like be at home with and be comfortable with, and just like I said, a good woman. And then I went on to talk about like what a good woman looks like, and I was having trouble expressing that. And I think it depends on the person, because like good can show up differently, but I feel like I just feel it out. Like my nervous system knows. I feel at peace with them, and like it's compatible, and someone that like for me personally, someone that reminds me to be spiritual, someone to remind me to be like heartfelt. Not like to like rely on them, but a good mirror, like I said. And yeah, there's a lot of good women out there. A lot of good men too, like vice versa. You know, it's like the compatible. I mean, a good man to me, like a provider, it's not just providing, it's like, does he emotionally regulate himself? Does he emotionally regulate himself? Like, of course, like be smart enough to like do your due diligence and make the money, but like, are you present? Like, are you willing to like do like workshops, like counseling, da da da, and so on and so on. And it's just I mean, at the end of the day, it's just appreciating your partner. You know, whether it's romantically or like platonic. You know, like don't be But like to sum up this video, man, it's 4 a.m. for me now, man. I've been trying to fix this storage, but it's 4 a.m. And I probably missed some really good stuff. And one thing that I also thought about, like everything that, like, if you think you're not meant for like that highest achievement, or like that positive mindset, like just know like it's already with you. Like you already have it, and you just have to recognize it and feel it out. And it's already there. And if you made it this far, really, I do think you're an amazing person. I hope that everything that you ever wanted comes to light, and then don't want to see no one fall. Like, we're so connected, like if someone falls, I fall. Like just an abundance. That also makes me like human and spiritual, like realizing that there's an abundance, and like we all want to win. But yeah, if you made it this far, I think you're an amazing person. I appreciate you. I was drawing, but I got distracted because I got lost in the conversation or sub-conversation. I'm gonna work on it, so I'm gonna like lie down for a little bit. I'm gonna work on it some more and just continue messing around. But again, thank you, gracias, mercy. shukran, salamat, every language. But yeah, all right.